And welcome to the Thanks for Sharing podcast. We are sponsored by Pace Roofing, Sharky's Barbershop, Chop Shop Studio, Pink Cloud Vape Shop, whatever your studio you've been building for 5 years is called.
Doesn't have a name.
No name yet. Yeah. And we're still waiting to hear back from Nike.
What about Fleshlights? Are we sponsored by Fleshlights?
And we're sponsored by Fleshlights.
Great, because I've been looking for one for months.
Yeah, on GoPuff.
Yeah, they sell them.
That's a strange thing to have on GoPuff. It's like, I want some Kit Kats and the Fleshlight.
Yeah, because, I mean...
I want a can of Pringles and a Fleshlight.
Now, if you don't order the Fleshlight with the can of Pringles, you could probably fashion the Pringles can into your own Fleshlight.
That's what I was thinking.
With some sponges, some gloves.
Yeah, what's it called? The Fifi?
Yeah, I've never done this before, but I've heard.
Just taking a wild stab at it.
Mm-hmm. Ordering stuff on GoPuff or Uber Eats is just never good.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't like having my world connected to like any sort of card I have, because then I'll just overuse the shit.
Yeah, and then they know what you want now.
Yeah, and they know what I want.
Target you.
Yeah.
So when I'll order stuff off Uber Eats, and then I'll eat it. Right, I've gained 100 pounds since I got sober, Joe. I'm disgusted with myself. So I'll order like $40 worth of food off Uber Eats, and then it'll be done. I'll eat it all. I'll feel like shit, and then I'll get a notification like, "How was your order?" It wasn't good. It was bad. And then I delete the app, like I'm deleting my browser history. Because I hate myself.
That's good, dude. You're allowed to hate yourself.
I mean, yeah.
I think that's a big key in getting sober, because so many people are like, why can't I get this? I don't get it. Especially when you're newly sober and you're like in your first 30 days. And I always like talking to new people. And they're like, yeah, they're rocking the Pink Cloud, if you would. And they're happy. Yeah. And then I come along. And I'm just like, hey, do you realize you hate yourself yet? And they're like, what? No, I don't hate myself. I'm like, keep digging. Keep coming back.
Yeah, you will.
You'll realize.
I remember when I got my first sponsee, shout out to Chance, fucking anonymity. I was like, don't worry, bud. It only gets worse from here.
Yeah, it only goes downhill.
It does.
That's the number one question of people, because I have like a lot of random people just hit me up who like I don't even think really have a problem.
For hanging out.
I think they're just going a little too hard. Who am I to say if someone has a problem? But I think like there's just some people who are going a little too hard. For like a bit, having a little bender.
Did you think, was that me? I was just
no, not at all. You're the realest to ever do it. But like these are people like I just know from just out and about, not from AA, who are like, yeah, dude, I've been smoking too much weed and drinking too much, and I'm like, are you doing heroin yet? And they're like, no, and I'm like, you're fine.
Yeah. Just call me back when you're homeless.
Yeah. Are you waking up with the shakes from alcohol? No?
No.
All right.
Yeah, go back out.
Yeah. That's always the best. You're fine. But they're always like, they'll like do it for like a week, and they're like, does it ever get like fun? Does life ever get fun again? And I'm like, nah.
It really doesn't.
Yeah. I'm like, it depends. Are you a boring piece of shit? Because then...
This will just exemplify that and intensify how much you fucking suck.
Like, I'm boring and I love it. Like, for the 6 months we were in lockdown, I just watched movies and TV all day, and I did not give a fuck about the outside. Like, occasionally I would be like, I want some human interaction that isn't my parents. And then I would just be like, I don't care that much.
Yeah, the only bad part was not seeing you, Joe.
Wow.
It was the only bad part, not seeing the boys.
I saw you at one point because I was selling T-shirts.
Yeah, we played wiffle ball.
And we played wiffle ball, yeah.
That was cool.
I wore Yeezys to the wiffle ball field.
I have them on right now.
Because I'm not a Yeezys guy.
You're not, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm just over it. I'm a checks over stripes guy, man.
You are.
I'm old-fashioned.
Who said that? Drake?
Did Drake say it?
He did say it.
I mean, Drake's a Scorpio and he loves his mom, and I'm also a Scorpio and I love my mom. And have you ever seen me and Drake in the same room?
No.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Wow, dude. This is a very illuminating session we're having right now. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, dude. I didn't even introduce you, dude. So that's...
Oh, yeah.
This is Miles, by the way.
That's me.
Miles the Bolski.
Yeah.
I just got a text from the Plude. He said, tell Miles he's the fucking man.
Dude, people like me. I'm very confused by it.
He's out to eat. He's out to eat at a birthday dinner right now, and he was like, he was giving me notes on the podcast today. He was like, this is what you need to do, and I was like, okay. Nah, not like that, but he wants to be on it. And I was like, well, Miles is coming on tonight. He's like, I need to fucking be there. And I'm like, all right, what are you doing? We're going to be here at 7. And he was like, I got a birthday dinner. I'm like, well, don't blow that off.
Yeah. I actually got invited to that dinner, but I didn't go because I love you so much, Joe.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember last time you had something important going on? It was your hour special. I quit my job
6 years sober. I shot my first comedy special.
I quit my job. I quit my job for you, dude.
You quit your job, dude.
Yeah, and I came in the last 10 minutes.
That's sick, though, dude.
Yeah, I make good choices.
Yeah. I always feel weird when people are like, because it's happened like a couple times. Not that, well, this podcast is blowing up. It's huge right now.
If it hasn't, it will.
If you're in the I can't say worldwide, but in the Philadelphia area, it's a hot commodity, man.
It is.
Yeah.
People ask me about it all the time, and I haven't even been on it yet.
Do people really ask you about it?
You know that guy, Joe?
Yeah. And they're like, tell him to just give it up already.
Just get it over with already.
Yeah, but a couple people are like, I want to come by when the episode, and I'm like, it's not even my house. It's our wonderful producer, Davron.
Yeah, shout out
Who's
to
the man?
You don't even know where this is. How would you even let people come over?
Yeah, I don't know where it is. It's a huge problem. Davron, it's a huge problem.
Yeah, we don't know the address.
Because the past two people just drove here separately. I usually just drive whoever's on it with me. And the past two people are like, where's it at? I'm like, it's in Somerton. And they're like, where? And I'm like, it's here.
Yeah, if all your friends weren't degenerate drug addicts and you couldn't use self-help as a landmark, we probably would never find it.
Yeah, I know. I'm dreading because I'm going to have like a couple musicians, like people who do rock and roll music and rap music. I plan on it. Yeah. And I don't know what I'm going to tell them. I'm going to be like, you know where self-help is? And they're going to be like, what's a self-help?
What's that?
Byberry Mental Hospital.
Yeah, Byberry Mental Hospital. Yeah. Which I still don't think people would know. You got to be a certain class of person.
You got to be an Easter.
Davron would know that stuff, because he lives by it, and also because he's like into horror movies and stuff, which makes me squeamish. I don't do horror movies.
No horror? I've been playing one every night at work for the patients, and they're like, I'm having nightmares and PTSD flashbacks, and I'm like, I've committed to this. You're getting 31 of these movies. Yeah,
you're trying to make a difference in those patients' lives, dude, and they're ungrateful.
This is what I got sober for, Joe, to help.
Yeah, well, people like you don't get sober.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
They call me different things, you know?
You are, in fact, one of the most interesting people to get sober. Not that you're any specialer than anybody, but people were legitimately pumped of all walks of life. They were like, thank God that kid got it together.
Yeah, because nobody thought I would, I guess.
What I met you about 4 years ago, I think, at St. Bernard's. Do you even remember that?
Yeah.
And we were sitting next to each other.
And what? Oh, man.
Fun fact about St. Bernard's. Great meeting, men's meeting. The type of meeting where it's filled with a bunch of old union dudes. And if you have a dream that's not being in the union, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I had to put both of my hands up for them to let me share.
Yeah, they were like,
this kid.
They were like, what local are you in? And you're like, I'm not. And they're like, you can't talk here. You know what I mean? But they always have soft pretzels. You got to have tasty treats.
Yeah, or no one's coming.
Yeah, so soft pretzels and donuts. And I'm a big Boston cream guy. But when you see the Dunkin' Donuts box and there's one that looks like a Boston cream, it can either be that or it's just vanilla cream, which I despise. I think it's gross.
Disappointing.
It's a terrible texture. It's bad.
It's grainy.
And the one time I took a bite into the donut and saw it was vanilla cream, and I got up out of the meeting.
And left.
No, and I walked 3 blocks away and I threw it in a sewer because I didn't want anybody to see me throw it out.
You got to keep the appearances up.
Yeah, because they would have been like, this ungrateful piece of shit.
You can't have AA be the only attraction at the meeting because then I'm not coming 10 times.
Dude, AA's a rough place sometimes. Dude.
It's so good.
As much as I want this to be a podcast about nothing so far, it's been like very heavy AA themed.
Well, I mean, you look at the people that are on it, and that's kind of, you can't get away from it, you know?
Yeah, but you were the real deal. You were the king of the homeless, dude.
I was, man.
You were on the news for being homeless?
I was. So, did I ever tell you the story of how that happened?
Nah, you never told me the story about it.
So, I'm behind Walgreens at K&A, right, doing what I usually do. Large piles of human feces surrounding me. I get done doing my thing, and I walk behind the Dunkin' Donuts, and these news cameras come out of nowhere. And it was like a good day, like some girl from the county came down, and I ran her in and made it come up. And I was blacked out on Xanax. And
nice.
These news cameras came up, and they were like, can we interview you? And I was like, why? Why would yeah. And so I'm going on this huge rant about how the the police are in on it, and they are they have their hands in the drug dealers' pockets, and they're all working together. Not that they don't, not that that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I went on this insane rant.
Psychosis.
Exactly.
Drug-induced psychosis.
Yeah, I'm very familiar. So the only part they kept was the one that you saw on there, where I said it's like a war zone down here.
Yeah, it is a war zone down there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So, and then I called my sister in a blackout, right? This is the day that I got sober, actually.
Wow.
Was the day that I was on the news. I called my sister. She picked me up. She took me up to Eagleville. And I say this a lot, like at work. Like when I'm getting high or like when I'm down there homeless, like you don't look in the mirror, you don't really see yourself unless you're like passing a store window. And then I look away because I don't want to see the fucking monster I become.
Yeah.
So she took me up to Eagleville Detox, and I'm sitting in the detox nodding down on her shoulder, and she's like elbowing me, right, waking me up. And I look up, and what do I see on the TV but my homeless ass face on the news?
What a good time, dude.
Yeah. And it was cool because I was like forced to see what I had become.
Yeah, dude, that's nice, dude. You were
Sick,
not looking
right?
good in it.
I wasn't, man.
But then we became buds when you got sober. When you were in South Philly, you were being the king of South Philly.
I was. And we hung out at Connie's Rick Rack.
Yeah, I did a show. You did a show. We were both on the same show.
We hung out.
Which my favorite thing is doing stand-up comedy at hip-hop shows, because it's just like, hey, I'm going to talk in this monotone voice for you. And they're all like, shut the fuck up, please.
Yeah. No, I remember you killed that, dude. Like, I brought a bunch of people from the recovery house, and you were doing, like, pertaining to them material, and they were like, this dude's good.
Yeah, they're like, this dude gets it.
Yeah. It's like he knows me.
I do a joke about calling the suicide hotline, which is a true story. And, dude, the first time I ever did stand-up, I did that joke because you only had 3 minutes, and I did that one. And I was leaving the bar that I was doing stand-up at, and some girl comedian, I don't even know who she was. It was the first time I did it, which was about 2 years ago now. I started like 2 years ago in October. And somebody was like, they're like, hey, great joke about the suicide hotline. And I was like, right, joke.
Definitely a joke.
But I remember I did it at Connie's Rick Rack, and Rich's mom was there, and I was like, oh
God. Yeah, I remember. I know.
But she gave me like an approving thumbs up. She was like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I never met her. Nicest woman. I met her,
great,
but like
dude.
I only met her twice. But super nice woman.
So great.
I only met Rich like twice. Nice guy too.
He was great.
Very
man.
talented man.
One of the
dude.
best people. All music or like music relations, bringing people together in the scene aside. Like he was just a great dude. He would pick me up, man, and like I'd be on heroin, and he would like still pick me up and bring me to shows and shit, and just look out. I remember one time, he was like, we were having a heart-to-heart in the car, and he was like, I can't keep picking you up, man. You're embarrassing me.
Yeah.
And he was driving me to City Hall, and he was like, all right, dude, this is it. He's like, go home, go to rehab. I can't pick you up anymore. And I got out. He was like, call me tomorrow. Right? Yeah. So I got out of his car at City Hall. And I stood up, I opened the door, I stood up, and my phone slid out of my lap onto the ground into the sewer. And he just looked at me, and he's like, dude, how do you get luck like that? He's like, I've never met somebody.
He thinks that's luck? Oh, unlucky.
Yeah. How do you get bad luck like that?
Yeah, that's terrible, dude. That's bad stuff.
I guess I'm not going to call you tomorrow.
Yeah, but you turned it around. You seem like you're doing all right now, dude.
Doing pretty good, man. I got some stuff going on.
Yeah, I remember when I first met you at Bernard's that we talked about local hip hop, because a rapper, I knew a rapper, Capo, who did the Marston House freestyles. Shout
out to Jimmy.
Yeah, shout out to Jimmy. I haven't talked to him in forever, so
yeah.
Maybe he's Do you think he watches this or no?
I mean, he might.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean,
but if he
does,
that would be nice. Yeah, what's up, dude? But I remember that's how I got introduced to Marston House freestyles.
Yeah.
And I started watching them. And one of my favorite ones is you and Corey, the Bizzler.
Biz is the man too, dude. I've been rapping with that kid since I was like 17 years old.
Yeah.
Marston
now I'm
House,
friends with both of you, which is weird because I'm like, I saw you on YouTube.
It is strange how life comes around like that.
And now I feel like I'm a staple at Marston House. I wasn't around for any of it.
Yeah.
But I love Steve to death.
I love Steve too, man.
Whole reason I have a comedy special is because of Dumb Ugly recording there, because he was like, I always wanted to do a comedy special, and then I was like, I'll do one, I guess. And that was 6 months into comedy, and I was like, I'll try an hour for the very first time in front of people and film it, which is very hard to do.
Yeah, I think you did well.
Hour and 12, dude.
I remember, I remember when the special came out and you were asking me about it. You're like, so what do you think of the special? I was like, you were getting started at first, and I think a couple minutes in, you really hit your stride, and you were like, I'm pretty sure I hit my stride the whole time, but thanks. I was like, did you want to know what I thought, or do you just want me to tell you it's good?
Yeah, just tell me it's good, appease me, dude.
And that's it.
Say it's a shame that you're not getting paid to do this. And
how are you not famous yet?
Yeah, how am I not famous
That's
yet?
what you want to hear.
I want the level of fame where I can like still walk into a mall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want like Brad Pitt fame where I walk into a mall and everyone's like, holy shit, it's Brad fucking Pitt.
Yeah.
I want to like walk into a mall and either no one recognize me or like maybe
a couple.
Like a group of people would be like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
You shop here? And I'm like, I'm from here, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And
Let's
people
shop.
be like,
and then
that's
you go
crazy.
on like a movie montage. You guys frolic.
Yeah.
The mall
And then they chloroform me and kill me.
That's sick.
Dude, that would be great.
That would be sick.
That's the level of fame I want, man. Yeah. I don't want to be famous. I just want to be, I don't even want the fame. I just want to not have my job I have now.
Yeah.
And I feel like stand-up comedy and doing a podcast is way, I don't want to say it's easy.
No, but it's a good under the radar level of fame that you could reach.
It's just like a job to I fuck off all day. And that's what I was meant to do, dude. The quarantine proved that.
No disrespect to anybody that works in a restaurant or on a construction site, but I refuse to do it ever
I work
again.
in a restaurant, and I don't blame you, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, bartending, you're not like scrubbing dishes or fucking burning yourself with hot pans.
Yeah.
Which is better.
But bartending, I get like a lot of dumb questions like they're especially when I'm not at work. Mm-hmm. Like people will be like, oh, do you make drinks? And I'm like, yeah, that's the job title, man.
I'm just standing back here,
like,
actually.
They're like, do you know how to make a Cosmo? I'm like, yeah. Literally, I do it every day. They're like, do you know how to make it? I had to train I had to train managers, and they have to go through every position in the restaurant. So they have to do the cooking. They have to wait tables. And when they get to the bar, dude, this one lady, she was a manager in training, and she made a milkshake, and she just put ice cream in the blender and hit blend. And it just started, and it was like a fucking blizzard at Dairy Queen, dude. She held the blender upside down and nothing was coming on. She was like, it's kind of thick, don't you think? I was like, yeah. And she was like, am I supposed to put milk in this? I was like, it's in the name of the drink.
First 4 letters of the actual.
Yeah. But then I'll get like, they'll be like, well, what's in a gin and tonic? I'm like, gin and
could you help me make a rum and coke?
Yeah. Could you help me make a rum and coke? I'm a little confused on the process of making a rum and coke.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Is it?
It could be.
It's really
depending on who you are.
A trained monkey in a bow tie could do my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of are a trained monkey in a bow tie, but you don't have a bow tie on. You could.
I know. I got this lovely art history hoodie on.
Yeah. Shout out to JP.
Shout out to JP. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Big fan of his work. Never met him.
He's he's been around in the Philly hip hop scene forever.
Yeah.
Rich wore a lot of art history. I remember he used to be at all the Tacony billiard shows.
Nice, dude.
They used to throw a lot of underground hip hop shows there, which were just shit shows. Yeah. I remember.
Were they doing? Did you ever go to shows at Club HP?
No, where was that?
I forget where it was, but I was a kid and I was going to like punk rock shows there.
Yeah.
And then when I got sober, it was apparently like a sober club. And people were like, you remember Club HP? I was like, I remember that. They were like, how do you know about that? Like,
what, do you just drink coffee and do karaoke?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw a couple bands there, dude. And I was like, oh, that's crazy.
There was a place, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a sober venue that we played. Like me and Biz played when we were younger. And we were just mangled. And they were not happy. Move. Yeah,
why
I remember,
not, dude. Let people live, dude.
Yeah,
that's the problem with people in AA. If there's a normal person around, they're like, "You're gonna die," and I'm like, "No."
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good for some people because Josh, drinks and smokes weed, man, and like I'll never be like, "Don't," because he set people up for failure. Like,
who cares if you're drinking and smoking
you're gonna
weed? Die.
Imagine telling somebody that.
Yeah,
it's fucked up. But so Tacony Billiards, right? Do you know who Tame One is?
Mm-mm.
All right, so Tame One is like one of my favorite underground rappers, and he was like my hero, right? Because I used to listen to nothing but like dust rap about like smoking PCP rap. Right?
Great.
It's great. It's good stuff. It'll drive you insane. So we booked him at Tacony Billiards, and I was just a kid, man, and I was like, I'm going to open up for one of my heroes. I'm so excited. And I sent him a message on Facebook and I was like, yo, man, I'm like kind of putting this show together. If you need anything, let me know. And I sent this like long paragraph about how I'm such a big fan. And he just typed back in all caps, Coke, Diesel, Xanax. And my dreams were just crushed right away.
Sherm sticks.
Don't meet your heroes, man.
Yeah, don't meet your heroes. It's bad, dude. It's never a good thing to meet your heroes, dude.
Except when I meet up with you, dude. That is just great. Man.
That's great, dude. I remember you were talking about a good friend of the podcast, the most mentioned dude on the podcast who has yet to be on the podcast, Nate Santiago.
Oh, man.
People are anticipating the small following, and by small, I mean gigantic following we have here.
Yeah.
People like will bring up and they're like, I mean, we only have one episode out now because we just keep having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But we're doing great.
We are.
We're off to a great start.
Mm-hmm.
Only one was technical.
Yeah, only one was a technical difficulty. The other one was going to be a redo, and the other one, I guess, had a panic attack and just left.
The pressure when the lights go on.
When the lights go on.
Crumble.
I think it's a good lesson. I like doing this podcast because, A, it's a podcast about nothing, which is great.
Which worked for Seinfeld really well.
Yeah, it worked for Seinfeld real well. And I had a couple people who were like, what's your podcast about? And I'm like, it's not about anything. And they're like, well, is it a comedy podcast? You do comedy? I'm like, if it's funny, that's great. But also, if not, maybe you just enjoy listening to the sound of my monotone voice. But one of my favorite podcasts is called History of Hyenas. History Hyenas, not of.
Yeah.
And
2 words.
They're supposed to break down history, and like 40 minutes of it is this comedian Chris Stefano and Giannis Pappas. They're great, phenomenal. And it's just them, like, it's just the dude Chris, like he's like I'm gay, but I'm not gay, and then and that's something that speaks my language because I'm like, do you know how many people a day I tell I'm gay to?
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah. So you sent me a snap on the way here on Snapchat.
Snap, me singing the starting
line,
and it said I'm gay
with multiple Y's,
with
like
multiple
5
Y's.
or 6.
Yeah.
And I was like, classic Joe.
Yeah, because deep down I'm just a pop punk emo kid, dude.
I love that about you.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I refuse to change.
I mean, why would you?
Well, I believe that when they're like, whatever age you started doing drugs at, that's like where your maturity level stays at.
Yeah,
and the longer you stay sober. So, like, I think I started drinking when I was like 14. I didn't really start doing drugs till I was 18, dude. I was like a late bloomer, afraid of life. And then 18 to what I got sober at 24.
Yeah.
I was just going yard out. Yep. So a lot of things of the drug scene, like I did things for the experience, but it just like wasn't my scene. Like I wasn't a big Kensington guy. I felt more safe in the suburbs. So I did Kensington for like I smoked crack once for like 3 months. The typical joke. And and that I was just like down there, but I wasn't homeless, but I thought I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I watched too much of The Wire and I was smoking too much dust and smoking too much crack. And I was like, I'm about this life, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
No.
And I remember I was eating out of like dumpsters. I was eating a donut out of a dumpster with a bunch of other homeless.
A bunch of the homeless.
Of the homeless. And I was just sitting there and the sun started to creep up and I was just fucking rocked out of my mind.
This ain't for me.
And, well, the sun started creeping up and I reached into my pocket and I went, and everyone's just like, what? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I got to get to work, man. This is bad. And they're like, you just eating out of a dumpster with us. And I was like, I know, I have a pantry full of food. It was a terrible idea. I got to get home. I got to get to Applebee's.
I just want to be one of you.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when I first went down there and being like, I'll never be one of these people.
Yeah.
And just looking at them with such disgust.
Yeah.
And then I became one of them and I was still better then.
Yeah.
People would be like, can I use your stem? And I'd be like, me smoke crack? How dare you? How dare you insult me like that?
Strictly heroin over here, buddy.
And then I smoked crack for 2 years. After that. Yeah.
Dude, it's great times. But I always got annoyed because you sit in rehab and like fucking people know North Philly too well, like Kensington, just like the street intersections.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was just bullshitting. I was like, I don't know, like fucking seeing Cambria and like fucking one fucking rocket scientist, like, they don't even intersect. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, you're more of a loser for knowing every street down there, dude.
I got this one kid that I was homeless with that'll like come into the rehab I work at, and he'll just come up to me randomly and whisper in my ear and be like, I've never seen any of these motherfuckers down there.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, all right.
Do you feel good about yourself? Hey, either way, you ended up in the same thing. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is weird. I don't know. It was weird. Drugs were just weird because I was more of an upper guy, but I just loved doing opiates.
Mm-hmm. I just liked being a drug addict.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about like which drug I was doing. I just liked being that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I shot for that. Like I wanted to be that dude. Like my dad was a drug addict the same way that I was. All the music I listened to, all the movies I loved. So I look like people will come to AA and be like, "This wasn't the plan."
Yeah.
You know, but like it was my plan. Like,
It was
I was
the
going
plan,
to be
dude.
the greatest of all time
Yeah.
at shooting drugs.
Dude, and
I made it. Here
you
we are.
did make it. You are legendary, dude. Because I was talking to Johnny Butler about it, and we were just talking about people getting sober, and it's like no one really cares. You know what I mean?
No. That's what Joe LaRusso, shout out Krusty Joe.
Krusty.
He told me right after I got my year, he's like, this is where you really make it. Once you realize that nobody gives a fuck
no
that
one
you're
gives
sober.
a fuck. But people cared for you. It was like a thing. Because I was on
first.
Facebook, which is the dying platform, but who cares? I still love Facebook.
I'll ride it into the fucking
Yeah, but like you had like 10,000 likes on your year. And I was like, 10,000? Dude, this dude went viral off of staying sober.
I
And
really
it's like,
did.
It's like if he can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, and now I just have all these horrible like recovery people friends with me on my Facebook that are gonna see me say that now.
Yeah.
That I just accepted because I got like fucking 1,000 friend requests when that shit went viral, and I was just like, now they're just all still there watching me do normal shit.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I thought you were a miracle. I thought you were this recovery superstar. I'm like, no, I got a pumpkin spice cold brew today.
Dude, I always love when in AA meetings they're like, in 5 years, you won't believe where you're at. And dude, I remember when I had 5 years and I was like I just started doing comedy. I was like, I think I don't want to work at Applebee's anymore.
Yeah.
And I still live at home. And like now we're at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I still live at home with my parents and still work at Applebee's. And I'm doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's great.
Dude, I just moved back in with my mom.
Dude, it's
Why not?
great, dude.
I was super like fucked up in the head about it. I was like, I'm going backwards. I'm taking steps backwards. But like I'm working towards something greater. And you're in the same boat. You're trying to do this, and I'm trying to get the studio working. I'm trying to make music again. So like if I can not have $800 in rent a month for an apartment that I sit and cry by myself in, I'm with that.
It all depends because like people are like, see, people will project onto you what they don't like about themselves.
Yes.
Like fucking people will just like constantly with me. They're like, aren't you embarrassed still living at home with them? I was like, dude, my mom and dad are the coolest people ever. Great. They're so easy to live with. And in the height of your viral sobriety, you were at my house, and it's the first time you met my mom and dad. Yeah. And I was like, Mom, this Miles, he has 6 months sober. And I had 6 years at the time. And my mom's like, that's not impressive.
Nice to meet you.
She said, come back when you got 6 like him.
Yeah.
So my mom chumped you, dude.
Years.
You were on cloud 9 thinking you were the king shit of Fuck Mountain.
I was.
And then
I thought I was.
Then my mother just shot you down.
Just chopped me down.
And
dude.
she was just like, get 6 years.
I appreciate her for that, though, because it humbled me.
Did it?
No.
I posted a picture of that day today, too.
What was that day? Was that when we got ice cream?
Nah, that was
when we went to Zoomies.
When we went to Zoomies and we saw the crust man.
Yeah, that was
Who's going to pinch hit for you today, dude?
I know.
Because we're a wild podcast with no set schedule.
Happen. Absolutely, dude.
I like it, too. Davron keeps me on the edge of my seat. Yeah. And I feel me and Davron, I don't know. I won't speak for Davron. I know how I have the issue of like, I'll call him and I feel like I'm just putting him out so bad. And I'm like, hey, can we maybe do, I like hate to ask to do something.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
That we're all on board with doing. And I'm like, dude, like if someone came up to me and was like, tomorrow was like, hey, heard the podcast, love it. I'm like, it's all Davron. Like, I don't even take any credit for it. I'm just like, I don't do anything. I just sit here and talk like an idiot.
Yeah, I would do the same shit with Rob though, because Rob is so like talented with music. And people will be like, yo, I love that song you guys put out. And be like, yeah, Rob plays 10 instruments. He's the greatest of all time. Rob. I'm just high there.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just doing heroin.
Yeah. Dude. It was sick.
Are you on heroin or something?
No, not anymore, man. It's almost on Sunday, 2 years since I've done
Sunday,
heroin.
2 years?
Yeah, man.
You'll have 2 years sober on Sunday?
Yeah, man.
Wow, dude.
Isn't that crazy?
I thought it was longer, to be honest with you.
You thought I'd been sober longer, or it would be longer until?
Yeah.
Which one?
No, I thought you had more than 2 years.
Oh, no, dude.
Or I thought you had 2 years already.
No, this Sunday.
See, that's what happens the longer I have time, dude.
Yeah.
Is I see people get sober, and some people, it's like the next week, it seems like they have a year, and I'm like, damn, already? Mm-hmm. And then some people just
never get to 6 years like your mom wanted me to.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not that. Like they get to a year, but it just feels so long. And I'm like, you don't have a year yet? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, speed it up, dude.
What's going on with time? Not what's wrong with you. What's wrong with time?
Yeah, slowing down.
It's linear, man. I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm fucking dumb as a box of rocks. But where was I gonna? I was gonna say something and I already forgot.
Yeah, who knows?
We're on the fucking roll, dude.
We are, dude. We're killing it. We're buds, man. This is a celebration of our friendship.
Dude, this is a celebration of friendship, and I'm happy to be here.
Oh, so you were talking about Joe. Like, it's bittersweet. Like, I love the fact that I got a chance to come down and do the podcast today, but I would have loved to see Joe on it. And I'll see him on it soon, I'm sure.
He's such a supportive dude.
Oh, man. And I don't even know Joe like that. Like, I know Joe, and we're friends, but, like, we've only hung out a handful of times, and he just, everything I do music-wise, he's, like, reposted on Instagram, hits me up, yo, I love that. I'm so proud. Like, you know what I mean?
I haven't even known him for that long, but this is what happened, dude. This girl I was talking to was real good friends with him. And she ended up, like, we made out, like, twice. And I was like, dude, I have such commitment issues. And I'm like, I can't do it,
Third time would be too much?
All because when I had a year sober, and I cry about this a lot, and everyone's like, quit crying about it. It wasn't even, like, a real relationship, which, granted, probably, but I had, like, a year sober, so I didn't know what love was. Mm-hmm. So I met a girl when I had a year and a day because they were like, hey, don't date anyone in the first year. And so my genius idea was, like, I'll wait for a year and a day. And I found out... If you're not ready at day 364, 366 really isn't that special. It's not
gonna change anything.
Yeah, so I met a girl. She had 90 days, and everyone in AA like gave me anxiety about it.
Did they shame you?
Well, because I was going to a lot of men's meetings, and they're like, dude, first off, it was like just unreasonable requests. They're like, well, what do you guys like about each other? I was like, I don't know. We like the same movies and like the same kind of music, and she's funny and she's cute. Yeah. And they're like, that's not enough. I'm like, I don't know what more you want from me then.
You got to be like a kidney match for the donor list?
Exactly.
What the fuck?
But so like we kind of, I don't know, we were like hooking up, we were doing stuff to each other for a little bit. Tight. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it, dude. And like I panicked about it because I told her, I was like, commitment spooks me. So she got mad at me, then we didn't talk. Then like 6 months later or something, we ran into each other again.
Yeah. And
I was like, dude, I remember it was her birthday, we hung out and she slept over. Then I didn't hear from her for a week. Then like her like sister got sober and was like, I was like, oh, you're her sister, aren't you? And she was like, yeah, I'm so happy for her. She just got engaged. I was like, excuse me, dude. So I got dumped and she got engaged.
6 months later?
Well, I got like dumped and like the next week she got engaged. I was like, wow, that's cold-blooded. Yeah.
That hurts.
So I started talking to this other.
How'd you stay sober through that, dude?
I cried about it in meetings all the time. People were like, it wasn't even a real relationship. And I was like, I don't care. I don't know what love is.
Yeah.
And so finally my buddy Dan and his girl like lived together and they had a roommate and I was feeling the roommate. We made out like once or twice and I was like, oh, she's cool.
Yeah.
And it's these commitment issues yet again, dude. And I remember like we hung out like maybe like 2-3 times like in the span of a week. And she was like, I'm just too emotionally damaged for this. And she broke it off like that quick. So I was real annoyed the whole time. But I met Joe through her. Mm-hmm. So I kept telling Joe.
I forgot where this was going.
Yeah. At a point, dude. I had to set up one story to set up another story, dude. And so me and Joe became buddies. And I kept telling him, I won you in the divorce.
That's sick.
Yeah, then I kept making jokes that I was going to steal her cat.
Did you ever steal the cat?
No, but I kept calling myself a cat burglar, which I thought was like real dad joke and amusing. And people were like, please stop saying that. And I was like, it's
that one's
great.
Not landing. Can you stop trying it?
I'm like, no, but you get it, cat burglar?
Yeah. Speaking of cats.
I think that's the most fun we ever had. Nah, it's probably not the most fun, but I just love laughing with friends.
What, heroin cat at the gym?
Yeah, dude.
Funny story about heroin cat at the gym.
Heroin cat.
She introduced. What did I say?
Heroin cat at the gym. I was just reiterating what you said.
Funny story about heroin cat at the gym. She actually introduced me to heroin and ruined my life. Dude. And every time I talk to her, she's like, you don't blame me for being on heroin, do you? And I'm like, yes, I do.
Then she's going to hear this and message both of us and say, you both got a lot of nerve.
She's blocked on Facebook.
Oh, nice. You know? That's great, dude. Yeah. We're just airing it out, dude.
You got it, man.
Yeah.
What am I going to fucking not?
I don't even know if I'm friends with her
who knows?
On Facebook.
So
I have to be because she was posting selfies with cat ears, and this is what we thought was so funny.
Yeah.
Because we just kept, I wrote a comment. I said, "What, are you a cat or something?" And then you replied with just a bunch of laughing faces.
Dude.
But we're in the same room doing it together.
Oh, it's so good.
Then she would do gym videos where she was clearly high on heroin, which I till this day will never understand. I know a couple people who just shoot heroin and they're like, "It's time to go get our pump on," and they just go to the gym. And it just
I care about my physical health enough to go to the gym, but not enough to not shoot heroin before I go there.
Exactly. Dude, this is what a junkie I am. I remember before I dropped out of college, I went to Bucks County Community College, main campus. I'm not bragging or anything.
Yeah,
I'm just
okay,
very educated man.
I got a GED. It's fine.
Ah, you got a GED?
Yeah. Another gifts of sobriety.
Another reason I'm better than you. I'm just kidding. Another reason I'm better than you.
Just rack them up.
Sorry, I got something in my throat.
Yeah.
But I remember I was in a psychology class and like we were talking about drugs, so like I knew everything. You know what I mean? Like I do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember
I told the
psychology teacher who has her like doctorate or some shit, and they were like talking about like how heroin's the worst drug for you, and I was like, actually, it's technically the healthiest drug you can do for you. It just has the highest addictive rate, which leads to a lot of complications. And she was like, that's not right at all. I'm like, nah, it's pretty right, dude.
I heard it in rehab. How could it not be? It also preserves you, which I also heard in rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either you do heroin or you're black and you're preserved forever. And black dudes who do heroin they look like they're 10.
Never. Yeah, they'll never age.
I was in rehab with a dude who was like 72 and I was like, how old are you?
And he said,
like, cause I thought he was like 37 the whole time. And I was like, wow, man.
Yeah.
I was like, black don't crack. How about that?
It doesn't.
He was doing great. I got all my teeth for someone who smoked a lot of crack, which I'm impressed with.
I have all my front teeth.
Yeah.
So it's
back ones
to
are
other
gone.
people. Yeah. So other people, I have all my teeth, and that's all that matters is the outside appearance.
My back teeth are usually in excruciating pain whenever I wake up. But I think I'm good now because what I would do every day, I would take an Advil all day. But I've been having crazy heartburn because I'm getting old. 31, man. I'm going to be 32 next month. It's over for me.
Yeah, it's all downhill.
You know what I mean? I've been doing comedy for 2 years and I'm not headlining arenas yet, dude. It's bad. It's going.
I mean, hopefully this podcast will be the platform, the springboard that launches you into superstardom. Or not superstardom, just enough fame to be able to shop at the mall.
Yeah, I just want to be able to shop at the mall still. I want to get groceries if I even did grocery shopping, but my mom takes care of me too much, so that's would be good.
What do you got in the fridge right now? What is your go-to snack?
I bounce like a sweet treat.
Yeah,
which I got into an argument with Zach Blute about today because we were talking about sweet treats when Billy was on here, and he was like, "I started sweet treat," and I was like, "I don't know. I think me and Nate would say." And he's like, "But Nate got it from me," which is always annoying to deal with those things. Like maybe he did, and I'll give him the credit. I don't care, but it's always annoying when someo's like takes like a basic term.
Yeah, he's gatekeeping.
He's gatekeeping sweet treats. Sweet treats. Lately, it's. Dude, I go in waves of it. I'm a big cereal at night guy.
Yeah, it's
because I found out like I'll eat something that just fucks with my chest and gives me heartburn.
Damn,
so I don't.
This is a real issue for you right now.
Yeah, well, it all started like 2 weeks ago. They brought like breakfast food into my work, and I ate like a bunch of like well done scrapple pork roll and sausage, and it like just lodged. It wasn't even like heartburn. Like I felt like my chest tight, and I was like, "This is it, dude." I'm too young to be having a heart attack, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you know you're.
And for like a week, I was fucked up. I've been good lately, but late at night the cereal because of the milk. But cereal, I'm like weird. I'm weird with cereal. I'll go through phases of cereal, then it's like just sitting in the house for a while, and I don't even want it. Like right now, I have Oreo-O's.
Ooh,
classic.
Yeah,
Stop
I
making
like
them
Oops All Berries.
You're a Oops All Berries guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like Trix a lot. But I don't have those right now. Corn Pops are my go-to right now.
Corn Pops.
I like something kind of basic.
Yeah, Sugar Smacks.
Yeah, I like Sugar Smacks.
Are they still around?
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah.
I'm big. You know what people think's weird? I like just plain Cheerios. I love Honey Nut Cheerios, but we just always have plain Cheerios at my house, and I do not mind them at all. And people are like, "Are you a cereal killer?"
Well,
I'm like, it's just Cheerios.
Listen, Honey Nut Cheerios is great for the heart problems you're having, man. It's going to keep your cholesterol
well, I just
down.
have regular Cheerios. I don't have Honey Nut.
Do they do the same thing for your heart?
Yeah, I think so. They're real good for you.
Okay, good. Make sure you eat
my
those.
dad eats a bowl every day.
Yeah, is that how he's strong and healthy?
I guess. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Commitment issues, right? You said
Yeah, I'm terrible with them, dude.
I have. I have commitment issues, but I also have tattoos on my face.
Yeah, well, I'm covered in tattoos, dude. So it kind of like it's like.
But you can put a hoodie on.
I can put a hoodie
on. You got hands?
Nah, my hands are free. I want to get my knuckles done. I want to get carefree on my knuckles.
Oh, that's cute.
And I keep telling my mom, and she was like, "Absolutely not."
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for my grandmom to die to do it, and now she's dead.
I remember you telling me that? Yeah.
Yeah, now she's dead.
Okay.
She didn't know I had tattoos the whole time.
I know, yeah.
I would wear sweaters in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would wear this in fucking July, 90-degree weather.
Yeah.
And she didn't speak English, so it's like I thought that would kill her.
Mm-hmm.
But then she started losing her mind a little bit, so she saw that I had tattoos, but it just never registered with her. Yeah. She was like, I don't even know who you are half the time.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to do, I want to get carefree on my knuckles. I don't want my neck, I don't want my face done.
Yeah.
But I want my hands done.
Yeah.
And my mom's absolutely not.
Do you know what my mom told me when I got my face tattooed? Did I tell you this?
No, what'd she tell you?
I showed up to the diner. Was I living in a recovery house? No, I just moved out of the recovery house, and I showed up to have lunch with her at the diner, and she saw that I had a tattoo on my face, and she said, "Oh my God, as long as you're not dating that girl, I don't care what you do."
Dude, I need that in my life. I need a train wreck that my mom's like, I don't care as long as.
You got one in the past? I feel like we all do.
Nah, not really. I never been a big relationship guy, dude. They just spook me too much, dude. Then I just fucking. But I'll like get close to the idea of it, and I'll like warm up, dude, and then I just start having panic attacks, and I'm like, I can't, I'm very wishy-washy with it, dude.
You'll get there, dude.
Because I'm frightened of everything.
Me too. I'm scared of. I just don't outwardly show it. I try. I've learned. It was like a survival tactic to not show people that I was mortified.
Yeah. I just tell people straight up, dude.
You see people get shot in the face.
I'm like, I have severe issues over this stuff, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's always good. Just be honest from the gate.
Yeah, I guess. Who knows? I'm a train wreck, dude.
Yeah. But,
and I also don't do anything, so I feel like I'm boring, dude.
You do a lot of stuff, dude. You do comedy. You got really cool friends. You got a podcast going.
I like doing like solo stuff, like comedy. I can just like do. Like no one wants to come with me.
I always ask you to come with you, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. People do, but in my head, I just think they don't really want to come.
Yeah.
It's just the thing I have.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have a job because I would do stuff. I would do much more stuff.
Me neither, dude.
When are you quitting the fine establishment you work for now?
As soon as like Bill Burr gets a hold of this and he's like, hey, we'd love to put you on All Things Comedy.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, thanks, Mr. Burr. That's crazy. But I don't know how to get a hold of him because I don't think he's he just did Saturday Night Live. He's not a social media guy, though. He has it, but I don't think he's like.
Into it?
Yeah, he don't give a fuck, dude. What is he, like 52?
Well,
he's just
like
living his life. Yeah,
his
he's killing it. He's one of the best stand-up comedians ever, dude.
I'll quit right now.
Yeah, he just did Saturday Night Live, and he was just making fun of woke people, and I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
Good for you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's the man, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that.
You do gotta watch it. It was pretty good. I only watch his monologue because it's Saturday Night Live's really not that. I shouldn't even say it's not great because who the fuck am I? It's like, hey, you're doing a podcast in Northeast Philadelphia. If Saturday Night Live called me right now, I'd be like, I'm there, man.
Yeah, I'll be it.
Am I?
Absolutely.
I always feel rude criticizing.
It's subjective.
Because it always comes back to like they're professionals doing this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, people are scared to say anything about anybody's art because you're going to get labeled as, oh, he's just a hater. You know what I mean? And that's the worst thing that has happened to artists and musicians in a long time is that people that are fucking awful and not talented will make something, right? And they'll put it out to the world and people will be like, this sucks. And they'll just use oh, you're just a hater.
Yeah.
And they'll never find out that they're really, truly bad.
Yeah, Mark used to always tell me because, listen, I agree with what you're saying, but for some reason it comes to me, I have like a handful of people who will just like on social media, like just openly be like, because I used to do music and people are like, you're fucking terrible. Give it up, dude.
Yeah.
And even when I started doing comedy, people are like, go fuck yourselves, dude.
Yeah.
Like someone bought up the other day, dude. It's been getting bought up a lot. I used to do the AA reviews, like the Barstool Pizza reviews.
Yeah, I remember there was one. They didn't keep going.
I did too. And the second one, people got fucking pissed off. They were like, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, they were like, wow, real cool dude, making fun of AA. I'm like,
this place saved my life. How
yeah,
dare
I'm like,
you?
no, listen, it saved my life too. But when I was newly sober and I saw someone doing that, I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll stick around.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's all about like the thing that I should try to show people new in AA now is that just like you don't have to be a fucking loser and a lame to be here.
Yeah,
you know?
dude.
And that was cool, like about meeting people like you and Joe and Nate, and you know what I mean. Just being like, you guys are still pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you stopped doing drugs.
Yeah, we just try to pal around a lot, dude. That's what life's about, just palling around and being buds.
It is. The connection, man. The connection with other people.
Yeah, but doing anything artistic is like nerve-wracking for me, because like I'll post it and people are just like, fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's hard.
Which is good that I get that rejection and I'm a nobody right now, and people are just like, I fucking no. And I'm like, all right, clearly you don't like me for whatever reason. And that's fine.
It's super hard for me too, because like coming up around so many talented like musicians. Yeah. Like I don't know anything about music, you know. Right. I'm just like trying to learn things about music, like how to make myself better, like producing and rapping and stuff. And I just compare myself to like Rob D, which is like an insane comparison. Yeah, to try to compare yourself to somebody who's been doing it since they were a fucking knee high, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and people are just killing it, dude. It's crazy.
But people are gonna like it. Like somebody's gonna like what you're doing.
Yeah, some people.
If you make,
I think there's a lot more people who like what I'm doing than the fucking. But I'll just focus on the negative because that's just how my brain works. I'm like, wow, I agree. How do I get this person to like me?
Yeah, somebody called me recently. Some girl in AA. I was like, I made a joke about her, and she's like, "You're a joke." And I was like, and I've held on to it till this day, a year later.
That's right, because you are a joke, dude.
Yeah. Just kidding. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, who cares, dude? Who cares? Yeah. See, the hardest thing for me, and I do a great job of it, is not responding to people like that, because I'm just like, what's the point? Because it won't accomplish anything.
Not changing anyone's mind.
Yeah, it's not going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember when
you're terrible, give it up. I'm like, I just like fucking thumbs up it. I'm like, okay, thank you for your feedback.
Dude, the best is like, me and my friends, like in early sobriety, we would like go get tattoos or like go to a rap show or like our beliefs don't line up with other people's, and they'd be like, "You're doing it wrong." Yeah. You know where all those people are that told me I was doing it wrong?
Yeah, they're not around.
Homeless, on drugs, not around, not doing anything.
Yeah, I think it comes to a point where people take too much stock in what other people are doing, and it's like, hey, we're in this together.
Yeah. In life,
go
not
have
just
fun.
Because
listen, this is the thing, dude. AA, sobriety, it's just people are getting younger and younger now. Like I was 24 when I got sober, dude. That's young.
It is.
I retired from drinking at 24. Some people don't like realize it till their 30s, 40s, dude. You live a long, miserable life, and my life wasn't really like it was miserable for a couple years, but it's just like it wasn't as bad as other people. Which thank God, because like fucking I know. Not saying anything. I know people like you who were just out there doing it. You know what I mean? And like it never got that bad for me, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm too pampered for that.
Yeah.
And you just got to learn how to like let people make mistakes. Like my sponsor was the coolest dude. He's dead. Yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace. I picked the oldest dude in AA, and I was like, I can tell him my secrets because he'll die soon. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he died with 42 years sober. And I think like at his viewing, and this was such like a Jimmy Harrington move, which was my sponsor, was to add like extra time on. Yeah. Because it's just so much. It's like, who cares at this point? You know what I mean?
Just keep it going.
Like we'd be 5 months away and he'd have like 39 years sober. And he's like, I got 41 years sober. And it's like, yeah, who cares at this point? Of course you do. But I think at his viewing, they were like, he had 47 years sober. And I was like, I think they tacked on an extra 5 years. Good for him though, man.
Yeah, who cares? Who's
he never told.
Who's going to question that at the viewing?
But he was like a good, like, never told me I was doing anything wrong. Like, let me make mistakes kind of guy. You know what I mean? Because that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. My sponsor was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
He just called me a loser. And I would be like, yo, I'm really happy about where I'm at. And, you know, in my sobriety, I feel really good. I got this going on. I just got this new job. I got my license. I got a car. And he'd be like, you live in a fucking recovery house, you fucking loser.
Yeah.
Which I needed because my ego is way up here, you know? So I needed to be chopped down a little.
I miss recovery house living.
It was great.
I only did that for like 5 months. Then I was out, dude.
I did 11 months.
And my parents used to not like tattoos at all, dude. They were big, like, no tattoos in my lifetime under this roof. So I got my first tattoo in the recovery house, and I remember I had like 60 days sober or something, or 90. Who knows, dude? And I got my whole body like covered in like a year. That's I was amazing. Like about it, dude.
I tattooed my face with like 9 months sober.
Dude, see, those are the moves we all need. Who cares anymore, dude? But I remember I got my tattoos, and I think like a good chunk of this arm was like done, and I was like, I'm moving out of this recovery house. Fuck you guys. And they're like, you're all gonna die. You're gonna die if you leave here. And I'm like the only one alive still, which goes to show you something. It's not like a look at me, I did it. It's just like we all just need to mind our own business and be there for each other. That's what it comes down to. And
it's so true, man.
Nobody likes I told you so, especially when you're in the fragile state of getting sober. It's just like, just let me fucking vent and I'll be okay.
Yeah, you got to let people come to their own conclusions.
Yeah.
Like, if I tell you did something wrong, you're going to be like, no, the fuck, I didn't. Blah, blah, blah. But if you do something wrong and I'm like, and let yourself be like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Then you could actually learn
I
from
screwed
some
the
shit.
pooch on that one.
Yeah, possibly.
So I remember I had 60 days sober or whatever it was. And I remember I said, I'm either going to start working out and get ripped or get tattoos.
So
I got tattoos
you know which one you did,
because I have a toddler's body. And then I moved back home, and now I'm on the pursuit of trying to get my knuckles tattooed, and my mom's very against it. But like yet again, we're at a
What's she
point.
gonna do? Peel them off? You know?
I don't want to let her down. They do a lot for me. She's a great woman.
I agree.
But also, I tried like breaking it down. I'm like, listen, my whole body's already tattooed, and also, we all know I'm not getting a Fortune 500 job. Like, I'm not gonna be a nurse.
No, not at all.
I'm pretty dead set on doing this, which is very, very long shot.
Bold.
So I need people to start listening to this and liking my stand-up comedy so I can get my knuckles tattooed. And it sounds like a dumb reason to be successful, but I just want to have my knuckles tattooed.
I support it, man.
Thanks, man.
I definitely support you in all your endeavors.
I tried telling her I think it will push me to be a great stand-up comedian.
Yeah, you got.
I don't even want to be a great stand-up comedian.
You just want to.
I want to be a okay, above average stand-up comedian.
Famous enough to go to the mall. That's all.
I want to be famous enough to go to the mall, dude.
That's it. But so if you get Brad Pitt famous, you might be able to shut the whole mall down.
I don't want that now.
Yeah, because you need to make fun of people. You need to be.
Yeah.
When me and Josh, have you met Josh? My friend who's the partner
back
at the
in
studio.
the day, through like the local music scene.
Yeah. So when we go to the mall, he'll tell people no autographs because he has about 15 tattoos on his face now. And we were at Franklin Mills the other day, or not the other day. Every day is the other day to me, whether it was a year ago or 10 years ago.
Same philosophy in stand-up comedy.
So
you tell a story that happened years ago, and you're like, the other day, me and my buddy.
Yeah.
I'm like, this happened 6 months ago, though.
So we're walking through Franklin Mills, and somebody goes, "Yo, face tattoo, little Dicky," and it's like, that's where you're at, bud. That's what you get.
Yeah, why not, dude?
I'll be face tattoo, little Dicky.
Little Dicky's the man, dude.
He's doing better than me.
He's got bars, dude.
His show was great.
His show was really
watch the
good.
Show?
Yeah, I loved it.
So fucking good, man.
He did that whole concept song of him going to prison, and I thought it was the most outrageous. I was surprised because of how like pussified the whole country is that like they were allowed to do that joke,
dude. And he drug it out too. Like it was like the first 10 minutes.
It kept
of
going
the
on, dude. And I tried telling a good friend Mark, who's usually here.
Yeah.
Miss him tonight.
Yeah, Mark.
I tried telling him to watch it, but he's like got a kid, engaged. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you need to watch stuff. Be a carefree child like me. And he's like, I can't watch stuff.
We got to talk about stuff, dude. Like, watch it so I can converse with you about it.
Yeah, because that's all I got going on in my life. I'm like, Dig, you watch this? Can we talk about it? There's no substance to me at all.
Just a collection of the TV shows that I've watched and the music that I've listened to.
Yeah, do you want to talk about Scrubs? Because I've seen it a zillion times. We can do it.
Scrubs? You're all in on Scrubs. Every
big
episode.
Scrubs guy. I haven't watched it in a while.
I love it. I mean, it's great.
I'm a big New Girl every night before I go to bed. I need to sleep with the TV on because if not, my brain just starts going and I'm like, everyone's going to die next week.
Yeah.
And I'll be depressed about it. So I need the TV on. Yeah, I'm a failure. Nobody wants to listen to this podcast. I'm trash at stand-up comedy. I'm not going to figure anything out. I don't want to lose my hair. All these
that's a very, very, very scary one.
All these anxieties just plague me at night. So I need to sleep with the TV on.
So New Girl.
So New Girl every night.
In the background.
Yeah, very funny show.
Out
one of the most underrated shows I think in the world.
I haven't seen it, but I'll have to check it out.
It's very funny.
I just rewatched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Great.
Which is incredible. Have you ever watched the follow-up series, The Legend of Korra?
I didn't watch it.
Dude, I was like, I loved Avatar: The Last Airbender so much when I was a kid that I was like, I'm never watching that night. But it was so good, dude.
I like too many weird things like in a culmination. Like I like, especially when it comes to entertainment, I like too many weird things that just make no sense. Like I love sports. which is weird because people look at me and they're like, "You never even seen a football before. There's no way."
Yeah.
And I love the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Big NBA guy, big baseball guy, hockey guy. You know what I mean? But love the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite time of the year is football season, dude. But I watch so much anime, and I'm just like, I
know.
feel like these things don't go together.
Yeah, but who cares, dude?
Mixed with a lot of new girl in between.
Yeah, it's like NFL, anime, new girl, repeat.
Yeah, and that's it, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I love anime, but I don't get too deep into it. I love the ones that I like. I really, really like.
Yeah,
like I've seen Akira like 1,000 times.
Yeah, well, that's just a one and done. You can just redo it a million times.
But then there's some that just have like 8,000 episodes, and I don't have the commitment.
Yeah,
for
I'm a big 8,000 episodes guy.
Yeah.
It just kills time, dude. Anything to stop. I get depressed
Anything
when I'm
to
done a
stop the
show.
voices.
Yeah, anything to stop the voice. Do you sleep with the TV on?
I don't.
No?
No, my girlfriend does though, and it is a struggle. You turn it down though, happy medium volume. No,
Dude,
you're not willing to compromise.
I don't get how people do it.
So I need a fan. I need white
That
noise.
I hear a lot.
I need white noise.
I just don't get people who are just like, it's time for bed now, and they just shut their eyes, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How do you do
can't.
You have a fucking giant light in your face while you're sleeping, dude.
It's not as bright as this light that's shining.
Spotlight? You put a spotlight?
Light in your eyes, dude, that's terrible.
Well, this is what I do. I turn the
TV. Yeah.
Let me explain my sleeping situation,
let's
dude.
hear it.
I barely make it. I know for a fact I don't even make it through an episode of whatever I put on at night, dude.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm trying to watch something before I go to bed, like downstairs before I go to my actual bed, and I really want to watch something, I'm out instantly into it, dude.
Yeah.
If it's around 10 o'clock and I put something on that I really want to watch, I'm out. But this is what I do. I put the TV on, and I face the other way completely. I just need to know it's
so
on.
You're not doing the light is not hitting you. It's just the sound.
Yeah, and I got it like in the back of my head, the light.
So
Am I afraid of the dark? Is that what it is?
You might be. Or just afraid of being alone.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy thoughts. I'm like, Satan's real, and he's gonna fucking kill me.
I mean,
and he could be
you're
real.
Not wrong.
I mean, I believe in God, so naturally, I would have to believe in Satan.
Yeah.
Which Satan people are fucking annoying.
I mean,
you're a Satan guy, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, but I don't
him.
worship Satan. I don't believe in Satan as an entity or like a deity. I don't pray to Satan, but I understand the concept of what Satanism stands for, and I think it's a better way to live than Christianity.
I just always don't like the people who are like, Satanic Bible got a lot of positive stuff in it if you actually read it. And I'm like, hey, psychopath. Nobody cares, dude. You already sound insane. It's like, just about doing whatever you want, dude. I'm like, yeah, murder is considered whatever you want, dude. You can go murder someone, and you're like, well, the Satanic Bible told me I can do whatever I want.
But do you not think that murder is justifiable sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, I'm with it, dude. I'm with the shit.
The tenets of Satanism say, don't harm anyone unless they cross you, and then destroy them. Don't kill anybody unless they do you wrong, and then destroy them with massive vengeance.
Dude, nothing like street vengeance, dude.
Yeah. I've seen people get shot in the face, dude. What about it?
Yeah, dude, who cares? Who even cares anymore, dude?
Do you know what it sounds like when someone gets shot in the face?
No.
So they let out this groan. They call it the death groan. It's like a very low-pitched groan, right? And then it's followed by the sound of all of the air leaving their lungs. It's horrifying.
Yeah, that's horrifying, dude.
It plays.
Thank you for sharing that with me. And for the world.
Oh, yeah. Is there a camera there?
Yeah,
I forgot.
You're going to get a phone call tomorrow, and it's like, what happened?
You're fired.
Yeah. You're more concerned about getting fired?
Yeah, than being 302.
Yeah, I'm just, if someone caring, it's like, what murder did you witness?
I mean, multiple,
Good for you.
Dude,
Philadelphia, kind of. Bad things do happen in Philadelphia, which is crazy. I'm wearing the hoodie, and it's funny you just said that.
I don't condone quoting Donald Trump, but they do. Bad things do happen in Philadelphia.
But some sick things happen. Like this podcast happens in Philadelphia, and we're doing the A-OK.
Dude, I got sober in Philadelphia. So did you.
Yeah, dude.
We met in Philadelphia. We hung out for the first time. Dude. Philadelphia is responsible for a lot of great music, dude. Dude,
it really is. There was something I was going to bring up, dude, and I already forgot it. Just like that, dude.
That's how.
That's why I don't like coming into this podcast with like bullet points. People are like, "What do you talk about?" I'm like, "We just go with it, dude."
Yeah, when you're buds,
we feel it.
When you're really buds, when you're real life buds, it flows, man.
It's natural chemistry, dude.
We got that.
We're doing it, dude. We really are. What was it gonna be, dude?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, dude. We're up against it too, dude.
What, the wall?
Yeah, the wall. What time did we start? 7:10, I think, dude.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes left.
So yeah, dude, I've been
Yeah, what have you been up to, man?
I've been building this recording studio for what feels like 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's finally done.
Dude.
So you mentioned Nate, right? Nate came in. I was working for Nate at the time, actually, right? I was doing construction with him. Great dude, man. He gave me a chance and he gave me a job and we became really good friends and he's just great.
He's the best, dude.
So
I remember you were upset about something he did and you were like, isn't he like your hero or something? And I was like, not at all. Not even close, dude.
Yeah.
And I told him about it and we laugh at your expense a lot.
Yeah, no,
like, dude,
I've heard.
I was like, Miles thinks you're his hero, dude. Or no, I was like,
you're my hero.
Miles looks at you like a hero, dude. And he also thinks that you're my hero, which you're not.
Dude, I went to a restaurant with Nate, to the Korean hot pot.
Yeah, sure.
And you were there. Do you remember? He asked the waitress what their t-shirt policy was because he was gonna pop the top off because he was sweating.
He was just sweating, dude. He was
eating
too much bulgogi. The stuff that he eats is just.
It's great.
It's terrible, dude.
I mean, but
he got food poisoning, and he was like, "I got it from on the border," and I said, "No, you didn't."
Yeah, you got it from.
No, this is what he said. He said, "I got it from on the border," which is Mexican. Right? He eats Mexican food all the time, dude.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Well, there's another option, and I didn't want to tell you because you're going to think this is what gave me food poisoning." He said there was a raw clam bar at a flea market in New Jersey, and I was like, "It was definitely the raw clam bar in New Jersey that gave you food poisoning. You psychopath."
On the border, raw clam bar.
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty clear cut.
What are you going to do about it? You know?
Oh, so listen. So I linked up with one of my buddies, right, from back in the day, Josh, and we both did music forever, and we were friends through that. We're from the same neighborhood, and he came into AA, right, and he was talking to me. He's like, "Yo, man," he's like, "I don't need to get a job right now. I got some money in the bank, and I'm just sitting around like I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I can't do this, right?" And I was like, "All right, dude, let's do something. Let's start a business." And I was like, "What do we both do? Music." So I knew Nate. He was the construction dude, and I was like, "Let's fucking do it." We rented out a space in Port Richmond, and it was just an empty room, dude, with like shit on the walls and like literal shit on the walls. And we built a fucking fully functional recording studio, or Nate did, right, for us, and it's like about to open. It's so sick.
Dude, I'm happy for it.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
That's good, man.
I like invested in myself for once. I bought like a $1,200 sampler, like an MPC, like the newest MPC.
You're going for it, dude.
You
in
know?
Port Richmond, there's not that many gunshots.
There's not.
Yeah, I shot a gun last weekend. It was pretty fun.
What happened? Tell me about it.
Well, I shot a rifle into. I kept calling it a lake. It was at my.
Like a pond.
Yeah, it was at Uncle Jeff's house.
Oh, shout out Jeff.
Oh, shout out Jeff. And I was shooting it in the back. Then I had I was shooting that, and that was no problem. And then I was like, "That's the first time I shot a gun." Then he said, "You want to shoot a pistol?"
Ooh.
So I shot a .40 caliber Beretta, and it was the loudest fucking thing in the world, dude. And my ears were ringing. And Jeff's the best, dude, because Jeff's been like a straight edge guy his whole life.
Yeah.
And I fucking went, bang, and all of a sudden I wasn't wearing like headphones or anything.
Yeah.
And I just hear, and I'm like, this is the sound of when you smoke crack.
Did your mouth water?
Nah, not that. I didn't instantly like, yeah. That's what I always try, because the most annoying thing is people trying to. Because you're a junkie, I'm a junkie. When people are like, this is what someone told me, 100% accurate what they think heroin's like. They're like, I heard heroin is kind of like getting real drunk than sitting in a hot tub. And I was like, what?
Who told you that?
I forget who it was. I wish I could remember. I was like,
so off.
I was like, that's not even close to what it's like. But people always like they're like, what's crack like?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, have you ever done coke? And they're like, no. I'm like, then it's hard to base what it's like. I said crack is like coke, but I loved coke way more than just crack.
Yeah.
I was a big snooter. I would snoot it. I
Yeah.
hear shooting coke is fucking game changer, and people are like, "I'll ruin my life for this shit, dude."
Yeah, every time I shot coke, I would pull everything out of my pockets and run.
Yeah.
And just full sprint.
Would you shoot to fish, dude?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to shoot to fish.
You have to.
So
if I don't fish, it's a waste of money.
yeah, it's a waste of money. I love snorting coke, dude, but smoking
did.
crack, and I would like try to. I'm like, well, it's like doing coke, but times 10 and not as fun.
Yeah.
And by not as fun, I mean no fun at all.
Yeah, it's zero fun.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's kind of like if you're playing like Call of Duty or some shit, or you're watching Saving Private Ryan, and you see a flashbang grenade go off, and you just hear that ring, and like you're just like,
And you throw up on yourself.
yeah, and you just like, when you see stuff, you're like, oh,
That's cool.
you're like, I'm losing my goddamn mind right now. Let
So
me go
what-
freak out about nothing right now.
when you smoke crack, do you talk?
I did it like solo. I remember the one time I was on a milk crate and two dudes started blowing each other, and I was just like, "Excuse me."
What were you saying excuse me for?
Like, because I was busy doing something,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm busy right now. What are you guys doing?
How dare you?
But they don't care.
No, they don't.
They're probably smoking crack, too.
Yeah, clearly, if they're blowing each other on a milk crate next to you
Yeah.
in an alley.
Yeah.
But yeah, people would talk. Like, I'd be in the crack house and people would start talking, and I'd be like, "Can you not shut
Yeah,
the
I'm hearing
fuck
things,
up?
dude.
Just be quiet."
Yeah.
People are moving. I'm trying to get them to stop moving.
Yeah.
What an awful drug. Heroin's great though. It was at least.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I did heroin, or the first person I did heroin with, the way they described it to me, they said it's like a warm, fuzzy hug from God. And it was, you know?
Yeah, dude.
It was.
So it kind of makes the hot tub thing kind of.
Yeah, but
I
drunk
think
in
it's
a hot tub?
I think it's the dumbest thing that was ever said to me. But I also get where they're coming from.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I guess I don't know.
yeah. There could be a better description.
Yeah, man.
It's usually so. It's like a warm, fuzzy hug from God, followed by immediate, crushing, impending doom and despair because
Yeah.
I've done it again.
Yeah.
You know.
Which are the feelings I'm comfortable with. I like my back up against the wall.
Yeah. It's good. You got to fight your way out, man.
Yeah.
It feels like you're doing something.
We are doing it, dude. I think that's about. We're at the end, dude. We did it. Do you
Yeah.
feel good about yourself?
I feel good,
How do you
man.
feel about the experience? You didn't crack under the bright lights, dude.
I was born to be on camera.
I
You
know. It's a
this.
good test because I feel like a lot of people listen to podcasts or watch podcasts or even see stand-up comedy and they're just like, I can do that, no problem. And I'm like,
Yeah. So
I'm like, I think I'm okay at it, and I don't even think I can do it. So good for you.
yeah, I mean, after you've rapped in front of 2,000 rabid, drunk Asher Roth fans in Westchester,
Yeah,
there's two of you. You know, it's not that bad.
they just love college.
They do, man.
They
Shout
do.
out to Asher Roth and Rob D, who just produced his whole last album, which was
I
actually
know.
really good, man. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I heard a couple songs. It was very good,
Yeah, dude.
dude. We're doing it, dude. I'm fucking pumped you made it out, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't like doing this on Mondays. It just messes with the whole week, but I'm happy to do it for you.
Aw.
Oh,
Thanks for having me on, Joe.
hey, no problem. I love you, buddy.
I love
I'll
you
talk
too,
to you
dude.
later.
Hell yeah.
Oh, or after this wraps, I'll still continue to talk to you.